Welcome to day 3, the fasting 101, 101 day plan. First of all, we're going to start off by making our garlic chili oil. So you can use a bottle of olive oil, extra virgin if you like, it's better, cold press extra virgin. If you have a look at your olive oils as well, on the back it'll tell you if it's been how it's been made. If it says it's refined oils and stuff, just avoid it. It means they've been heated and processed. You want to look for something that's ideally cold pressed or cold extract. Same with your coconut oil. I'm gonna say there, cold. Can you see? Yes, you can. Cold pressed. Means it hasn't been heated in the process of making it. Dead easy with the garlic, chili oil, clove of garlic, tin foil, goes in the oven. The oven's been preheated to like 180, and you just leave that in there for 10 minutes. And I'm just going to set that aside. So we've got day 3, we've got our lentil feta salad with the garlic chili oil, and you can kind of put whatever salad that you like in. I've got some cabbage, some carrots, some red onions, some pepper. I'm going to make the garlic chili oil. I don't want to make the garlic oil, but you can put chili oil in if you want as well. I'm going to get a pan and just start heating this. I'm going to boil some water. There's my jug. So with your green lentils, ideally you use 1 cup of these and 3 cups of boiling water, and we're just going to give these a bit of a rinse first. And you're probably going to use, once these are cooked, you're only going to use probably like a third of them, and then the rest of them you can just store away. You can freeze them, put them in the fridge, maybe cover with some oil, they'll last longer. We're just going to go in there with a couple of lentils. I'm going to give them a bit of rinse under the water under the top. These green lentils are slightly different to the ones that I usually get. I usually buy the ones out of Aldi, and they're a little bit smaller. So I'm hoping the cooking time is still the same. Basically, we're going to do 1 cup of lentils, 3 cups of hot water, bring it to the boil, and then simmer. We're going to simmer it for around 18 minutes. So let's just get some heat into that. And we're also going to be cooking the smashed crushed potato for later. I'm going to make a start on that now actually. Potatoes, you can decide to do them in the oven. You can cook them in the oven first before smashing them up, but it's easier to just put them into a microwave for, depending on how many potatoes you use, but I would say for 1 kilo of potatoes, anywhere from 7 to 10 minutes, depending on your microwave. You want to paste them first, put them into like a Tupperware or a bowl, cover them, and give them a little bit of a mix up half the way through. Just turn them. So where's my bowl? Oops. I'm estimating around 700 grams there, 800 grams. And you just paste the potatoes so that they don't explode. Last thing you want to do is open up the microwave and the potato explodes all over your face. these are just going to go in the microwave. Like I say, I'll put them in for 5 minutes, then I'll give them a little bit of a shake around, and then give them another 5 minutes. So let's get this timer on. It's time. Turn this down, now it's boiling, so we just want it to simmer. We need another cup of boiling water going into the lentils. And a little bit of seasoning, salt. Pepper going in. There's my lid going on. And we're going to get started on the sauce for the smash crush potato. Move this to the back. Slice of red onion. Into that pan. I'm just going to turn this one down a little touch because that should just be simmering, not boiling away too much. Into the onions.
Can you see that? Yes, you can. Hold on. There we go.
Got a tablespoon of coconut oil going into the onions for the smashed crushed potato. Garlic cloves going in as well. 5 minutes on the microwave just gone. Again, depending on your microwave, depending on how many potatoes you use, so I'm going to give them another 5 minutes and we'll check them again. I'm going to put a chilli into the smashed mashed potato. This is optional. Generally would use a few peppers, but I've run out of peppers. I need to go and do a big shop. You can remove the seeds if you like, but I'm not going to worry about that, to be honest. This isn't a very hot chilli, to be honest. So if you've got a hot chilli, then you would probably want to remove the seeds, but I'm not fussed. And I like it a little bit spice. So we're just cooking the onions, peppers. I'm going to use this pepper actually. You might have realised by now I'm quite what you call a rustic chef. So sometimes what you want to do is just soften these ingredients. We're just going to slow cook them, and then we're going to add in half a tin of tomatoes and just let them reduce down and let them cook for quite a while actually. But with it being on low as well, I do like to add some of the garlic chili oil. I don't usually like putting heat with olive oil, but if it's on a low heat then you're not really going to sort of burn the oil and change the structure of the oil, so it should be fine. So this is some garlic chili oil that I've made earlier. Just give it a little bit of a shake. I'll add that once I've got the tomatoes in actually. Again, season, some cracked black pepper, whoops, some salt going into the onions, peppers, garlic. Something I think I missed out of the recipe, right, which I will add in. If I've actually got some, I'm sure I've got a jar. I'm going to use some pesto in there with that, so I'm just going to give it loads. Some nice flavouring. If you can get red pepper pesto, get that. At a later date, I'll show you how to make your own pesto. It's dead easy. It's just basically olive oil, cashew nuts, or pine nuts. You've got a little bit of cheese in there, basil, and then you can sort of experiment if you want to put garlic and stuff in as well. Just going to turn that down, it's far too high. Okay, we've done the garlic. So the garlic's just been cooking for around 10 minutes there. And then what we'll do, tell you what, it's going in for another couple of minutes. It should be softer than that basically. So we'll leave that in for another 5 minutes. The garlic chili oil is dead easy to do. Basically, once you've got your garlic done, you just chop the bottom off it and just squeeze all the little bulbs out. Pop them into your bottle, give them a good shake, and then that oil is good to go for weeks at a time. And if you're using tinned tomatoes, have a look at these ones. Like, try and get the ones with the herbs because you're going to add a little bit more flavour to your meals. That's if you like herbs, that is. You were missing something. Going into the smash crushed potato sauce, some smoked paprika. I'm going to add a generous tablespoon, and that actually 2 tablespoons. Cook that for another minute or so, and then I'm going to add tomatoes. Once we've added the tomatoes, that'll just go on a really low heat until we're ready to put the potatoes into the oven. We'll also chop our broccoli now. Some use around that much. Just going to give it a quick wash. I'll basically throw that broccoli in when the tomatoes go in, because like I say, they're just going to slow cook and it'll finish off in the oven. Definitely feeling like I've bought the wrong lentils. Green lentils I usually get little small ones and they cook a lot quicker. Them they feel quite hard. Don't know if those are the lentils that you need to soak overnight, but we're going to continue cooking them probably for another, not 16 minutes, but we'll put an extra 5 minutes on that. And again, I'll update the recipe to show this. Got half a tin of tomatoes going in there, half a tin of chopped tomatoes. We wanted to add some of the garlic chili oil into there as well, just for some extra flavour. I'm going to turn this right down now. Don't want too much heat on that. In with the broccoli. Got our chicken here from the other day. So this was our spatchcock chicken. This is the other half of the chicken, and we're basically just going to tear every bit of meat off there, even the skin. The skin is going in. All that'll get mixed into there. We'll smash the potatoes up, we'll mix it all together, we'll throw some cheese in, and then it'll be going into the oven. So I'm just going to place that aside for a second. Check on this garlic now. Garlic should be done. Yep. Chop it from the bottom. And just be careful with this because it is hot, it's just came out of the oven. You might want to let it cool for a minute. Basically you're just chopping off the bottom there. Chopping off the bottom so you can just squeeze these little bulbs out. And again, just be careful with your fingers. There we are. So what you want to do is just remove the top from the bottle, so it's like this, and say we'll maybe just chop these in half. And like I said, you can make this oil now, but this oil you can just throw on anything. Throw it into sauces, throw it on your salad, just to add extra flavour. And what I like to do as well is I like to mix this with it. It depends how hot you like things. This used to be really hot, but I don't know whether it's my taste buds or whether they've changed the recipe. But I'll kind of go maybe 2/3 oil, 1/3 hot sauce. You could actually chop up chilies and just throw them straight into it. You could put in some herbs as well, such as like rosemary or thyme or anything. You could just experiment, really. So I'm just going to go in for the rest of that. There's not much left. And I'm basically just topping up the old bottle. This was kind of made last week, so it's not really old, that old. And then we get the last little dregs out of that, because I don't like waste. And that's just going to go into that smash crash tatty sauce. Once you're done with your chili oil, you want to put this thing back on. It's going to stop you getting big lumps of garlic in your food. Once that's in, once the lid's on, just give it a good shake. And I'd probably leave it at least 20 minutes until you start using it. And as time goes on, it will get stronger. So you can actually just, once it gets a little bit low, top it up with a bit more oil. And that is your garlic chili oil. Here we've got our chicken. And now it's time to just get your hands a little bit dirty. Just make sure you're pulling the chicken off and just not putting any bones in there. The last thing you want to do is bite into bones. And just pull this apart, shred it with your fingers. Some of these like fattier bits, you can just chop up a little bit. You want to pull every little piece of meat off. And that skin as well. That skin's going to be beautiful. What I'm actually going to do with the skin, I'm going to put that skin aside, and I'm going to put that over. I'm going to chop it up and put it over the top of the potatoes, so that goes a little bit more crispy. You don't really want to be chewing on skin when it's like that. Well, I don't anyways. So I'm just going to put it on top of the potatoes before they go into the oven, and then we'll have a nice little bit crispy chicken skin on top. If you really want to, which I probably should have done, is you can make a stock out of these bones as well. Basically just take the bones, put them into a pan of boiling water. You could put in some onions, some celery, maybe some herbs, and just let it simmer away for like an hour or so. Drain all the bones off, and then you've got yourself some chicken bone stock. That's our potatoes just went ping again. Like I said, that chicken skin's going to go over the top. Over the top of the smashed crushed potato. Smashed crushed tatty. I'm going to check on these lentils, they are looking a little bit more done now. Easy way to check them. Squeeze them, them are done. So lentils are drained, and I'm going to add in some of our garlic chili oil. Quite a bit actually. I told you not to be scared of having fats in your diet, twisters. And these are going to help. The oil will actually help the lentils sort of last longer in the fridge as well. So I'm not going to expect you to eat all those lentils in a salad. You can eat as many or as little as you want. Probably a third or a quarter of them. I'm going to go in with some more seasoning. So I'm going to taste that first. A little bit more seasoning. A little touch more salt, and I feel like something's missing. Do you know what I'm actually going to do? Again, so you've got the recipes there, but you can feel free to improvise as I'm doing now. So we're taking the pesto, we've put in some garlic chili oil, give that a little bit of a shake just to loosen it up, and I'm going to throw some of that in there, give that a mix around. And you want to let those cool just before you add them to your salad. We're going to add some feta cheese with those, and that'll go in with the salad. So I'm going to just put that aside for now. And also put this aside. Check on our potatoes. And if you see there, they want to be quite soft. Yeah, those are done. So smash, crash tatties. You can either use a potato masher, but I like to still have little chunks in there as well, because it adds texture. So you might have some little chunks, you might have it mashed, some of it mashed. That's enough for me. what we're going to do now, we've got our smashed potato sauce there. Throw the chicken into it. Give this a mix. With the potato. And in with some grated cheese. On the recipe we've got 100 grams of cheddar or mozzarella, and you could experiment, you could really use any cheese for this. Some of the cheese in now. Give it a bit good mix up. Tray with the smashed potato. And this might look like a lot of, it does look like a lot of food. It might look like a lot of potatoes, but if you bear in mind that your salad doesn't have it doesn't have many carbs in it. And this is also bulked out with your broccoli as well. This is all just going to be one meal. And again, if it's too much for you to eat, you can just put a portion aside and have it the next day. This will keep in the fridge for at least a few days. And I'm going to go over the top with more cheese. I'm going to update this recipe as well, because I would say it's a little bit more than 100 grams of cheese, maybe 150. We've also put the pesto in there as well. Happy days. I am going to drizzle a little bit more oil over the top. And finally, little bits of chicken skin. That's going to go into the oven on 180 degrees, probably for around 15 to 20 minutes. Maybe just check it after 15 minutes. Make sure you're not burning all the cheese on top, but it's pretty much done once it's been in the oven. here. So for your salad, I'm not really going to show you how to chop salad up really, because you're basically just chopping the salad up. You can grate it, chop it however you like, put it into a bowl, dress it, and then once your lentils have cooled down, add your feta and add your feta cheese to the lentils, and then just mix it in with your salad and you are done.